Today we will discuss controller as syntax. Let us quickly review what we discussed in the last time. This is the person controller. Here we define a name attribute and say hi method. And inside the HTML, using the ng controller directive, we given the person controller reference and we have accessed the name and say hi. And if you notice, there is no scope we have used in the view. Apart from this scope, there is one more scope known as rootScope. It is AngularJS created this scope for us per application. Whenever we define the ng app directive, so this scope will be created and all the variable and the method is available across the AngularJS application. In case of our application grow to a little bit size, so you will see there are different controller is used inside one view. So there will be one main controller, inside that we have child, then again sub-child. And these children can able to access the properties or method of its parent. So this follow a traditional object-oriented programming concept. But if you don't do any kind of dot notation, so this name it is very difficult to identify whether it is from this grandchild controller or child or main, or is it available for rootScope. So this leads to more confusion and it may lead to undesirable errors. So to help us, so we can use controller as syntax. How to do it? The first step is to get rid of this scope. Okay, instead of scope, replace this with this. So this is easy instance of this person controller, and all the model and method now will be attached to this instance. And at the same time, in this view, you have to mention person controller as you have to give the instance name. This can be anything you can use in your application. And this name and say hi now needs to be using a dot notation. You have to give person dot name. And similarly here person dot say hi. Okay, so then it will reduce the ambiguity, and in any place you can refer to its, let's say, grandchild controller, you will assign some name and you use it as a dot notation. This also is a pure JavaScript concept, and this can be used to refer to the same instance of that particular controller. But wherever if you use any function name and inside that if you use this dot name, so it will lead to different error. So because this will be only local to this particular function scope. So to get rid of that kind of errors, you assign this in the beginning of this controller to a variable. I given the self, you can refer to any name you will prefer. And here you, instead of this dot name, you can use self dot name and self dot height. And there is no need to change the dot notation. You have to give person control as person. Let us start from the last example where we left. Here this is small HTML element and we define one person controller, and ng controller attribute we given, and we try to access the property of name and the method we have called. Today we will discuss as syntax. Okay, so the first thing what we have to do here, person control we can specify as person. So this will create an instance with name person. Okay, and in the controller code we have instead of attaching with scope, we can attach with this. So this will refer to the person instance which is created in the view. Okay, and there is no need to pass the scope here, so we can just get rid of it. And scope has some more specific use cases or uses. For example, a meeting event and broadcasting event, those kind of thing we will see in the future. But for storing any variable or behavior, there is no need to use the scope. But this name and function, the behavior will be only applicable to this particular wherever ng control is associated. Now if you observe, the name and say hi is not visible, so we have to use dot notation and we have to access this property using person.name. Okay, now you can see say name as Steve, right? And here also similarly we can use person.sayHi. So here we can see it is saying hi undefined. Let's see that person say hi. Here if you see, it is coming as undefined. We are unable to, okay, so here instead of name we can give person.name. So now Steve is passed to here, and here we can able to display. Okay, but usually in each side function also this and some callback function, this is some the behavior of this will get changed. So it will try to refer into the function it is defined. So instead of using this, so better to use some other variable var self, and we can refer the model property and the behavior using self. So this would be the more cleaner approach, and it will help us to get rid of other unknown errors. And also there is one more, let's try about one rootScope just to illustrate the point. I will define in the HTML level ng app equal to app. Okay, so let's create let's inject the rootScope here. Any AngularJS specific method or kind of object you want to use, so you need to pass inside this function, then only you can able to access using your code. Okay, now we'll do one thing, rootScope country US. Okay, so this particular country we can access anywhere in the code. Let's try to access the okay, so if you see here the US is getting printed. That means, see, I don't need to use the rootScope or anything like that. So wherever this is not exactly the global variable, but it is whenever you specify ng app, and in that particular scope it will be available. If you try to use ng app over here, so this will be won't be visible anymore. That's why you can see the country. It is just simply treating this as a normal character, not any variable. Okay, so where in the scope, if you just move this country from this below inside this division, so it would be again see here again, if you can see hi. Okay, thank you very much for watching this video. You can find the notes and the link to code snippet below. Please say hi over an email. I'll definitely reply you if I am not sick or in vacation. You can like and also subscribe to this button. You'll get an update as soon as I post a new video. If you want to help me, please spread this word. Maybe somebody find this video through you. Thanks very much again and have a great day.